Rumors suggested that the then Meghan Markle likely spent time with Prince Andrew and Jeffrey Epstein before she even met Prince Harry.
Stop because they get litigious. Here it comes.
Reopen British markets for American companies. All that Britain demands in return.
It started with one throwaway joke on Saturday Night Live. No royal press release, no courtroom drama, just 30 wicked seconds that rocked the web. Colin Jost flashed his sly grin and tossed out a zinger about Meghan Markle's past. Before the laugh track cooled, every screen lit up. This was no normal late-night jab. That single line blew the locks off a rumor Meghan spent years burying, the notorious yacht-girl tale. Suddenly, her past stormed back like a wave. To most people, an old blurry party photo means nothing. Yet for Meghan, one yacht snapshot can yank the threads of an entire carefully stitched image. The picture was just sharp enough to tease, just fuzzy enough to dodge confirmation, and the timing could not have been worse. The shot showed a sun-drenched deck, crystal glasses, wealthy strangers, and a woman in designer swimwear who looked an awful lot like pre-Duchess Meghan. It hit the feeds minutes after Colin's joke, and the internet turned into a clue board. Reddit exploded. TikTok sleuths zoomed in on bracelets, matched earring shapes, tracked the angle of the sun to guess the coastline. Was it her? Could it be a look-alike? The debate raced on in real time. Every fresh zoom brought another wild theory. One user grabbed a spreadsheet tracking watch faces. Another compared handwriting on guest tags. People who never met her acted like forensic experts, and the frenzy only grew louder. Nobody dropped a courtroom ID tag on the mystery woman, yet the message was clear. Meghan's past was not just knocking, it was barging in with alleged receipts, and no amount of spin seemed to stick. Critics have called Meghan demanding or dramatic before, and she always flipped those labels into empowerment stories. Yet memes are tougher than headlines. When the crowd laughs at you instead of debates you, the whole game tilts. Years earlier, Meghan almost nailed the perfect makeover. From small-screen actress to global activist duchess, her rebrand looked seamless. One minute she blogged about green juice, the next she sat with Oprah describing royal silence. The speed impressed everyone and also made the shine fragile. Scrub too much history, and viewers start asking why it needed bleach. That is why Colin's quip cuts so deep. He did not slam her outright. He simply nudged viewers to peek behind the curtain. Overnight, the fairy tale heroine became a question mark. Was she the plucky outsider, or did she follow a hidden map packed with elite contacts? Insiders whispered that Meghan did not simply fume at the joke, she imploded. Phones rang, advisors drafted talking points, yet the narrative was already sprinting ahead. The issue was never just one yacht photo. It was the shadow of everything that image symbolized. Maybe Meghan's greatest skill was not acting, it was curating, building such a flawless feed that nobody dared poke around the early folders. But perfect PR is brittle. One crack, one frame, one joke, and the statue starts wobbling. Colin's line was more like a chisel than a hammer, slicing quiet yet deadly. Soon memes revived old curiosities. Viewers remembered vanished timelines, friendships that disappeared, interviews that did not line up. Her origin story, rising from cable dramas to wearing a crown, got dissected frame by frame like a true crime doc. The web added fuel. Forgotten blogs reposted water party shots. Researchers matched timestamps, cross-checked outfits, tracked guest lists from secret parties. One user even claimed Meghan attended the same gala as Prince Andrew and Jeffrey Epstein long before she met Harry, though zero proof surfaced. The point was not certainty, it was momentum. Different this round, people were not hunting gossip, they were charting patterns. Meghan was not judged for partying, but for erasing the parties so fiercely that the erasure itself looked suspicious. Then came the silence. Meghan normally fires back fast with lawsuits or motivational captions. This time, nothing. No statement, no casual stroll in a slogan hoodie, just digital quiet. Quiet often feels like panic, or worse, admission. Colin continued his week, unbothered. No apology, no clarification, he did not need to add fuel. His line had already done the work. She remained the headline, not him. Hours passed. Headlines multiplied. YouTubers slowed the footage to milliseconds. TikTok detectives drew arrows over shadows. Yet the real danger lurked off camera. Hollywood started taking note. Brand managers, event planners, corporate partners, the smiling gatekeepers who decide guest lists, began watching from the sidelines. They know laughter can freeze sponsorships faster than outrage. Within a day, whispers in studio hallways claimed her upcoming projects were placed on silent hold. Ad agencies in Los Angeles quietly paused campaigns tied to her lifestyle brand. Publicists who once bragged about knowing the Duchess suddenly kept their phones on silent. Streaming executives argued in conference rooms about risk versus reward. Some thought the attention could be spun. Others feared the joke signaled a permanent brand drop. The uncertainty spread like fog, and no one wanted to step into it. Reporters called palace aides in London hunting for a quote. The palace stayed above the fray, yet the very act of refusing comment pushed reporters to dig deeper. Activist groups that invited Meghan to fundraisers wondered if a swirling scandal would cloud their message. They drafted polite emails delaying appearances that had once been announced with fanfare. Even fashion houses wavered. Designers who loved her press coverage started shipping gowns to other celebrities instead. Wardrobe teams removed name tags from racks, fearful that a single photo op could turn into a viral roast. Meghan's challenge suddenly was not a single rumor, it was trust. If audiences think you hide pieces of yourself, they wonder what else is staged. In show business, perception is currency, and hers just took a hit. The joke lasted half a minute, yet the fallout may stretch for years. The yacht rumor might fade, or it might stick like glitter. Either way, one sly punchline reminded the world that fairy tales crack when reality knocks. And right now, every knock sounds louder than the last. Meghan always balanced fame and royalty like a tightrope walker, cashing in on whichever side gave the best view. Yet that careful act just slipped, and the fall is far from graceful. Hollywood can forgive scandal, but it never trusts unpredictability, and that label is sticking to her now. One insider whispered that her name vanished from a huge speaker lineup at the very last minute. Not because of proof, but because of fear over what fresh headline could explode tomorrow. Reputation in showbiz is rarely about truth, it is all about risk. When your entire brand screams empowerment and honesty, a single rumor of fakery can smash it like glass. Overnight, Meghan stopped being the brave woman who challenged an old throne. She turned into a former lifestyle blogger with too many hidden connections and a habit of making messy history disappear. Instagram polish means nothing when search results drip with doubt. Executives count numbers, not fairy tales. Recently, Meghan's name has not trended for charity work or style, it trends for suspicion. The glossy CoverGirl shine is peeling, and watchers can see every crack. Investors read that mood board and simply walk away. She built her image like a luxury perfume, rare, perfect, out of reach. Yet the public just ripped off the fancy wrapper, and they do not love the scent inside. The talk has moved beyond gossip and become culture. Once the jokes start, they flash across phones faster than wildfire. TikTok creators parody her old blog posts. Instagram reels stitch her bold speeches beside yacht memes. Podcast hosts break down her makeover like a lesson in digital trickery. Late-night hosts recycle the punchline for easy claps. The issue is no longer what she did, but how hard she tried to hide it. That is the part viewers cannot ignore. One comment that rocketed around the web summed it up in quotes. It's not the yacht photo, it's the fact that she pretended to walk on water the whole time. Brutal. Yes, yet millions nodded. Meghan did not get dragged because she lived a wild youth. Many stars have crazier stories. The uproar comes from her effort to scrub that youth away while asking us to see her as the pure hero of a bedtime story. Now that story is under audit. Inside Team Sussex, sources whisper about chaos. PR staff scramble, planned project stall. Harry, who says he hates reporters, is fuming in private while keeping his distance in public. Every headline links his name to hers. Every joke lands on both. Even palace aides are stunned. The prince who left palace walls to shield his wife now watches her past turn into a punchline he cannot outrun. Tension builds. Even loyal fans feel split. Some call the scrutiny unfair, tied to bias, while others go silent because they have no defense left. That quiet spreads like a chill. In Hollywood, silence often signals a gentle exit. Meghan's name once landed brand deals, sold event tickets, boosted ratings. Today it warns of trouble. Too many questions, too many mixed messages, and almost zero solid answers. A top talent agency, rejected a fresh partnership over what they called brand inconsistency, which is polite code for we no longer know who she is, and neither does the crowd. Big charities are quietly rotating keynote slots to safer faces. That is the heart of the crisis. Meghan was never famous, only for marrying a prince. She turned that ring into a marketing engine. She sold the royal life as a movement, a product, an ideal. Yet when that product starts to feel fake, shoppers walk away, and the machine stalls. It will not matter how many documentaries hit streaming, how many motivational captions pop up, or how many royal tell-alls she narrates. If the ground feels shaky, none of it sticks. Shareholders hate shaky. Colin Jost's slide joke cracked the surface, and now everything buried is seeping out. So where can she run? That is the gold-plated mystery. You cannot rebrand a past that keeps crashing the party uninvited. You cannot hush a culture that already switched channels. Once the internet starts laughing, you are no longer a handcrafted narrative. You are a meme, and memes move faster than damage control. Outrunning them is almost impossible.